See if I can figure this thing out. So just because haven't been in front of you over the last, 6 months or so, doesn't mean that we haven't been, moving forward with the project, as Katie said. We have been moving forward with taking the imagery and the design that we have developed prior to that through a lot of community engagement. This building would not look like this without the extensive amount of community engagement that we've had. And we've been focusing on details such as you look at this imagery of the building, how does the brick get attached to the building? How does the terracotta panels at the top get attached to the building? What are the details with the glazing that you're seeing on the building? And all those are very important as we've gone to the street and started bidding the project, because that's what the folks in the field look to in order to build the building itself. So you all have seen this image before. The massing of the building was really a derivative of a lot of the interior planning and what we wanted to achieve with that. Some of the things that we focused on is allowing a lot of natural light come into the building, taking advantage of the daylighting. And you can see, through all the glazing that we have on the building, the base of the building, bringing it out to engage with Tremont Street. That's the fitness area in there. We really focused on trying to bring the activity from within the building out to the sidewalk and letting people see that and engage with it. The building is what I would call a contemporary approach to a base, middle, top building. Most buildings have a base, have a middle, and have a top. So our brick base, which is a black brick, and then our middle, which is basically a glazed reveal in the building, and then our top, which is the terracotta panel that we have. Couple things I want to point out on this elevation: the two large expanses of glass that you see on the upper portion, those are the two gyms in the building too. This is just a view from Tremont, and you can see the base of the building up here at the front corner with the plaza that's on top of the first floor. There's a nice open area that we've taken advantage of all the site that we have. So when you come to a lot of community centers, there's also a lot of outside space. And so we saw an opportunity on the roof of the fitness area to bring some of that outside space to the building. So that occurs right on top between the black brick and the terracotta there. And then at the top, at one time, that was a pretty solid element. And I think we had some discussions with you folks, a lot of discussion with staff, discussion with the community. And that little notion of bringing the glazing down on the right side of that was I'm just pointing that out because that was a direct derivative of input that we received from other entities. As you turn and go down the side, you start to see the other outdoor space that we have that is actually associated with the multi-purpose room and the pre-function room up there. So that's going to be a pretty dynamic space up there too. This is the north face of the building down here in the lower corner where you see the large windows, verticalized windows. The aquatic center is right behind there. Then as you go up to the next floor, that next expanse of glass, that's where the tenant space, Ohio State University, will be in there. And down at the other side, that is primarily the senior area. And as I mentioned prior to this, the things to focus on in this elevation are the two major expanses of glazing on the upper stories. The one to the far right is the MAC gym. The one that's right here in the center, that is the main gym. And you see that white line that sort of goes across. That is the elevated track. So as you're running along the elevated track, you're going to have glazing going floor to ceiling, basically looking north. And looking north, you're basically looking down on, I'm sorry, you're not, but you're looking out towards the Olentangy area. Have my building flipping around. This is just the Tremont elevation. And we've stripped all the graphics. There is signage going on the building, and that will be unveiled at the groundbreaking. So we're pretty excited about how that's been integrated with the architecture too.